Okay, so I need to give an overview of how to set up your Works Cited page, as well as how to start your first set of note cards. For the foreseeable future in Schoology here, we will be working in two folders. One is the purple research paper resources folder, and the second will be the pink turn in folder. And that's where you're going to turn in any and all assignments that we have with regard to research papers. So I'm actually going to start today in the research paper resources folder. And we actually have to go back to the first link called previewing and researching topics. The reason we need to go to this link is it has direct access to the Gale website, the database that we've been using. You can probably simply copy that hyperlink and paste it into a new window or a new tab, and you should be able to get in. If it asks for a password, you just simply type the word Gale, G-A-L-E. All right, and so we were using the Gale in Context Global Issues database. We're going to need that for everything that we're going to be doing today. So that's why we went into that. All right, the second thing that we're going to go into today then is I'm going back to the research paper resources folder, and the very first thing that we have to do is we have to create a Works Cited page. And in order to do that, you click on this hyperlink right here, and I have provided a Google document that should be ready to go. What you're going to do as a student is you're going to go ahead and click on this document, and it's going to ask you to make a copy, and you're going to want to make the copy. And then as soon as you open up the copy, notice it gives you the directions of what we're going to be doing moving forward. The very first thing you should do with this document, though, is you should rename it. And you need to rename it so that it's unique to you. Notice it says copy of last name, and then first name Works Cited template. What you're going to do is you're going to change the very first part of it to your last name. So for me, that's Bailey. And I'm going to change the word first name to my first name. And I should probably capitalize it because it's a proper noun. And we're good to go. That's actually the one that we're going to roll with. Now, every student should have picked a topic by now. For today's illustration, I'm going to choose one that I've already kind of been working with and previewing with my students. And in particular, it's the greenhouse gases issue. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this in the Gale database. The cool part about the Gale database is that we learned before is that it gives you an overview article, and this is the topic and it shows you all these different links that you can look at. However, we need the overview article in its entirety, so I'm going to click the Read More button here. Once I pick the Read More button, this article stands by itself, and if I scroll down, you'll notice that there's an awful lot of information about this particular topic. So with that said, if I scroll all the way down to the article's bottom, I can see that the MLA 9th edition citation is all ready for you. So what I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to copy all the way from the very front of the citation all the way to the bottom where it says April 2022 period. I'm going to select that text. I'm going to copy it. And then I'm going to go back to the Works Cited page. And once I'm on the Works Cited page, I'm going to go ahead and select that text there. And then I'm going to paste it. So I'm going to hit right click and I'm going to hit paste. And notice what happens. It actually pastes the entire citation where it needs to go. That is the first successful placement of your Works Cited page. So we need to have that done and correct. Now the next step for us is you actually have to turn this in. So in order to turn it in, you're going to actually have to share it with me. And the way that you share in this environment is you simply click the share button, and you go down to where it says Get Link, and you hit the Change button, and you change this from Viewer to Editor. Trust me, as your teacher, you're going to want me to be able to help and type and edit your Once you've changed that to Editor, you can just hit Copy Link and hit Done. Now what you're going to do at this point is, in order to turn it in, you simply go back to the English 10 page. You go to the Turn In folder. And when you go to the Turn In folder, there is a Turn In Your Works Cited page assignment. When you get to this, you're going to hit submit. There's a submit button over here. But instead of attaching any files, you're going to hit the create tab and you're going to paste that link into that, and then you're going to submit it. Once you've submitted that, you've successfully turned in your works cited page. Now the cool part about this is that whatever you add to this automatically gets added to whatever you do later. So when we find a second source and we put it into your works cited page, I'll automatically see the changes that have been made. And that way I can continue to make sure that your works cited page is correct throughout this entire process. So the second thing that needs to take place is if you go back to the English 10 page and you go back to the research paper resources, what you're going to have to do then is you're going to click creating your first set of notes. And in this one, I have also created a document that I would like for you to make a copy of. So you click here, you hit make a copy, and you'll notice it says copy of source 1. You can actually get rid of the words copy of and just go with that. Notice the directions are posted here. Copy and paste the citation here. So what you should do is go back to your works cited page, which I had already ready over here. I'm going to copy that citation, hitting copy, and then I'm simply going to paste it right there, and then we're ready to go. Now, the reason that we need to do this is I need to be able to see that as you're reading your article, you're following a system of giving credit where credit is due. Now, as it turns out, I have the article right here, and modeling the behavior that we kind of started on Monday is I've been reading this first paragraph about greenhouse gases. So what your job is you're going to be reading the different parts of it, and then you're going to be giving credit where credit is due. Well, how do we do this? Well, I've already read this paragraph. So one of the things that I wanted to point out is, and I learned this from the article, carbon dioxide is the most prevalent greenhouse gas that is anthropogenic, which means human caused. Now that I have borrowed that information, I need to use this in order to give credit where credit is due. So I'm simply going to copy that text. I'm going to paste it in here, and I'm going to hit parentheses, close, period. Now, I'm just going to pretend like I've stolen some more information from it, and I'm going to type random text. So let's say I'm reading the article, and I'm learning stuff from the article, and this random text is the stuff from the article. What I need to do at the end of every single recording of information is I need to copy that piece of information and copy it and paste it every single time. So let's say I'm reading something else. Maybe it's a factoid. Once again, I need to make sure that it says greenhouse gases at the end of every single one of these citations. And that is because when we are taking notes, we are giving credit where credit is due in MLA format. So your job is to read the overview article that is provided by Gale Global Issues Online Edition and to take your notes using this document and to fill this thing up with the things that you're learning about your chosen topic for research.